Hello everybody, this is Jim Factor. I wish I could be with you there this afternoon and hear the ideas that you have with regard to the hybrid classes and the use of online tools. One of the things that I've realized is that online tools are very important, not just for those taking the hybrid class, but also for all of our students in general. And the reason why I say that is simply because of the fact that there has been so much increase in human knowledge. It's actually been doubling very quickly. At the beginning of last century, it was every 100 years. Around 1945, it was every 25 years. Today, it's every 13 months. And soon, it's going to be every 12 hours. And the thing that's driving this is different types of human technological changes that have been made. Just simple ones like writing, printing, transporting, moving from one place to the other. And the World Wide Web has really opened things up. And now with the Web 2, things have really become exponential growth. And as we all know, people are losing their jobs. They don't know what to do after they've lost a job. Organizations haven't been able to keep up. And it's important, I think, that we give our students tools and the ability that those tools can give them to actually become self-educators throughout their entire life. And one tool that I want to consider in this brief discussion is referred to as a PearlTree. And what a PearlTree is, it's a visual and it's referred to as a collaborative curation tool. Now basically a curation tool just does this. It allows the user to collect, organize, and share any URL they find online, as well as to upload photos or notes that they might want to associate with the information that they are looking up. I think the best way to discuss it is just to show you my PearlTree. So this is the PearlTree in the middle. It's given a name, whatever name you want. You can put any pictures on any of these trees you want to keep things organized. And if you start with the tree here, you can go around the side here, and each one of these pearls that show up, if they have a plus sign, they are a PearlTree in and of themselves. And then this one, for example, doesn't have a plus sign, but has an arrow coming into it. That means that's a PearlTree that I obtained from somebody else and just attached to my PearlTree. And again, this one is just a pearl with not part of a tree. Same thing with this, and etc. So you can just move around the tree, and you can see all the information. For example, if we go here and look at, say, pedagogy. If I go ahead and click this plus, what happens is it opens up to all the other information that I have associated with this particular PearlTree. You can move these PearlTrees around so you can see the context, or you can just double click on the pedagogy and just look at that particular tree. And if you want to, you can go ahead and of course access the information that you have in these different pearls. So for example, let's look at this one here. It's a particular pearl that I picked up. And this one refers to something John Mayer did with regard to how art, technology, and design inform creative leaders. And I notice here that at the bottom here I have a comment. And also it indicates that 19 other people have picked up this particular pearl. And the comment here, so I'm always interested in what people might have to say. As it turns out, this comment is from somebody, looks like, in France. Now, unfortunately, I do not speak French, but in this technologically developing age, this is really not that much of a difficult problem to solve. All I have to do is just copy that text, and I'm going to go actually back to one of the pearls that I was looking at a moment ago. And that's the one that's in my PearlTree. I'll just go back all the way back to my tree. The one that's called Translate. And I click on this and it pops up with a Google Translator. And this translator then just immediately converts it from whatever language you're starting with, and it will convert it into what other language you want it to be put in. So in this case, this says, oh, beautiful demonstration of John Maida on the power of new technologies. The combination of technology, innovation, and design improves the leadership. It would be interesting to transpose the concept to the practice of teaching. This is something very interesting for me, because here's somebody in France that's thinking along the ideas of how technology, art, and all of these concepts can be interwoven together and have an impact on the way people teach and people learn. So this is somebody that maybe at some time I might want to establish a collaborative relationship. So once I finish analyzing this, or looking at the information, and you blow up a pearl like this, you go up to the top up here and just hit the click mark. And what this click mark will do is it will go ahead and close off the pearl and then allow you to go to a different location. Let's suppose I'm looking at programming and I want to decide if I need some information about programming. I got things about Code Academy and HTML5 and even about PearlTrees and all this type of thing. But it's not really something that I don't seem to have all the information I need. So what I can do here is I can click on this like I did and go up to this area here. It's referred to as related. This related button right here, click on that, and it will tell me about PearlTrees around the world, around the internet. I mean, obviously this PearlTree here is not from the United States. You know, but they picked up a lot of information from other places. But the idea is this: is that I go to this my Pearl here, and when I look at it, I can go ahead and find out related information. And the value of that is that you can connect with these people, and you see all this, and I go across these other pearls as I go by them, all these other opportunities of related ideas have come up. Well, what this does, it gives me or the student an opportunity to be able to connect to all these different other people, communicate with them, see what kind of information they have learned and where they're getting the information from, and share ideas. So there's possibilities for collaboration, not even locally, but also internationally. And it just gives the student a very good way to collect information quickly and to communicate with others. So once we have this environment, so we could spend some time going through these. But what I want to do now is I'll just go back to my home page, and I'll illustrate a couple other things here before I kind of sign off. And what I want to illustrate is that it's quite easy to go ahead and add more information to your PearlTree. One of the big things we said is, well, what can we do? We can go ahead and we can add it well, let's just go ahead and see. This is a PearlTree. If you want to add a new PearlTree, you can give it a name, give it a picture, and you can build on it. If I just want to add a web page, okay, so for example, I can just paste here a URL. And this URL here, let me see, I'm going to put one in here for us to look at. Okay, so that's the one I want to look. I'm going to say, oh, I'm going to add that as a Pearl to my PearlTree. Oh, okay, and close that out, and oh, here it is. Now, I didn't like where it got stuck at. I don't want Cosmos to be connected to the Alverno College directly, but I'd rather have it be connected, let's say, to maybe to the. I think that the best place it would be connected to here is Understanding Mankind. So here, in this area, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that Pearl, and I'm going to take this Pearl and move it over and connect it to this, because this is an indication of the knowledge, our knowledge increasing. So that's something of again, a simple way of adding another Pearl. And of course, you can always just be up here at this location. And let's say I'm going to go ahead and add, and I'm just going to put this one in here, this information here, and say this. Okay, so let's go ahead and click this. Okay, so Alverno College. Okay, so now I'm at Alverno College, and I say, well, I want to add that as a Pearl, And so what I can do is I can go over to this thing that's called the Perler, and I can just go ahead and pick whatever my sub-Perl tree I want to add it to, or I can just add it to my main one like this, and it says, okay, it adds it to it. And in this case, when I go back and look at my Perl tree, it's there. Actually, I think I already had another one there, so it's just added this one as well. But you can see it's easy to get rid of these if you don't want them on the tree. You can always just take them off. And again, then this just organizes, reassociates the information that we have, and I can go back to my home page and back to my Perl tree. And so that's just a quick demo of what a Perl tree can do. Again, you can just drop things in if you don't want to add them to your Perl tree, and add them later if you want to. There's all kinds of information that can be included and organized with Perl trees. And I think one of the key things that again I'd like to indicate is that this is a very brief description, but it really shows you that the Perl trees would support all the 8 abilities. I mean, by a student's curiosity and interest, aesthetic engagement, they will try to understand something, so it gets them to an analysis, communication with others, social interaction. They're going to solve a problem with it. Global perspective, you can see we can connect with people of foreign languages and even be able to communicate with them. Valuing, they can learn about other cultures, and of course they can become an effective citizen of the world. Also, a key thing I think our students need, and students in general, but I think Alverno is in a unique position that we're able to deliver it because we're able to have all of our different disciplines work together and try to understand the needs of students. And that is the ability to do self-education. Students will need to have these skills to be able to be self-educated, so they can be constantly learning. They don't have to be afraid that they can't keep up with what's going on, but they can just learn how to learn. And this again is just one example of a tool that can help them do that. And let's see, I think that's all. I hope you guys have a good rest of the afternoon. And it's a few minutes to 11 here. I have to go over and give a presentation. So I will see you later, and I hope everything goes well. So again, have a good weekend. Bye-bye.